Today's episode is all about the Carabao Cup Final. We look to add the first piece of domestic silverware to our collection as we face off against Arsenal. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Leeds United Pride of Yorkshire. So, as you may have caught already, we are today going to be focusing on the Carabao Cup Final. We are going to be facing off against Arsenal in front of a full Wembley. But the first thing I want to draw your attention to before we get into today's match action, and as we give you a little catch up of what has been happening since the last episode, you might be able to see here, looking at the Premier League table, we have a nice 3-point lead at the top of the table. We are 3 points ahead of Manchester United, 4 points ahead of Liverpool, and then a big 14-point gap back to Chelsea. So let's show you how that has happened. Looking at the schedule, so from the last episode where we lost 1-0 to Manchester United, we have played against Chelsea. Let's have a look at this game report. So convincing 2-0 win as we went away. We didn't actually play the best football, but we did score from 2 of our chances. We only had 4 of them. Karim Adeyemi goal and an own goal by Mendy helped us to 3 points. They also had a goal disallowed by Berardi. After that game, we played in the FA Cup 4th round. We had a 1-0 win, rotated the team quite a lot. Ali Akman getting the goal, getting on the score sheet, giving us a 5th round tie where we will be facing off against Arsenal of all teams. We then played against Brighton and played some absolutely brilliant football. 4-0 win, goals, a hat-trick from Šeško, goal from Thiago, his first for the club. We absolutely ran riot. We limited Brighton to just 2 shots on target, and luckily for us, kept the clean sheet. 4-0 victory and another pleasing 3 points there. Then we had a little bit of a wobble. We were 1-0 up early on against Watford. 7 minutes on the clock. Thomas gets the goal, but then we couldn't convert a second chance, and March equalised in the 89th minute to give them a well-deserved point, really, when you look at the stats. Crystal Palace was next up, and back to convincing winning ways. A 4-0 home victory here. Again, really suffocated Crystal Palace, didn't give them much of anything. And the 4 goals coming from Rafinha, Woba, Šeško and Esposito from a penalty meant it was 3 points taken for us in that game. And then last time out, we played against Norwich in the Premier League. A 2-0 win on the road with goals from Puig and Daniel James that give us really... It was 3 points that was deserved. They did have a man sent off after 39 minutes, but we did play some really good football and were good value for our 3 points. So as I said, that leaves us with a 3-point lead at the top of the table. Go back and have a little look. So we are on 28 games, so there is 10 games left of the Premier League season, and we have a 3-point advantage. So going back to look at what we are focusing on today. Today we will be playing against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup Final. This is a chance for the first piece of domestic silverware to go into our trophy collection. Let's see what happens and show you the team lineup first of all as we face off against Arsenal in a Carabao Cup Final. Here we go then, a few changes from the usual lineup, but pretty much a strong first 11 as we are going to be putting out Meslier in goal. Woba is coming in at left back as Junior Firpo has been suspended for this game, so a makeshift left back there. Got Konate, Llorente and Cajuste, also a makeshift right back, making up the back 4. We have Verratti and Phillips in the middle, Daniel James, Ricky Puig and Rafinha as the attacking 3 options, and then Šeško will be our striker up top. So a bit of a hodgepodge of players in there really, with both Woba and Cajuste covering positions that they wouldn't normally play in. We also have Thiago Alcantara cup-tied, so he can't come in. But I think this is still a strong enough team to go out and give Arsenal a really good game and give a good account of ourselves in the Carabao Cup Final. Let's see how we get on. So then, as always, with these cup finals and these big games, we are going to go a full highlights. Everything that I see, you will get to see today. Talk you through everything that's going on the pitch. And we start off with our lovely display of the team lineups. can see that Arsenal are going to try and hurt us in the wider areas with only Marlon up front. We are into the huddles and the game is up and running. First piece of action is Marlon, plays it to Maitland-Niles, knocks it back to Saliba, and Maitland-Niles is going to be moving up the right wing here. Got two men trying to take the ball off him, can't get it, gives it to Trincao, and he finds Marlon in behind. And I thought it was going to come straight away in terms of being able to get him behind and hurt us. And I think that's what Arsenal's big game plan will be here. So we might need to sort out those kinds of balls over the top, getting in behind and giving Marlon that much space, because really we need to get on top of the game. Looking at the stats here, there's not a lot really going on in the first 25 minutes apart from that effort. We've had 4 shots, none of which have been on target. Might need to make a few changes in the second half to try and get the ball up to Šeško a little bit earlier. But in terms of highlights, this really isn't what I expected from a cup final. It's tight, it's tense, but 41 on the clock, and we now have a chance of our own as Kaju swings the ball in. We get the ball to Šeško, and just as I was saying about getting the ball to Šeško, he heads it in the net. But as you can see, the referee is now looking at VAR. The Arsenal defenders are seemingly arguing, so it might even stand here. And the goal is given. The first goal of the Carabao Cup Final goes to Benjamin Šeško. Peels off his man, pulls back, header past the goalkeeper. Ramsdale can't keep it out as he dives down to his left. And it looks likely we are going to be getting in at half-time with a 1-0 lead. So that is indeed what happens. Looking at the stats here, it's a bit of a smash and grab so far. We've had 9 shots, but only one of them on target. And that one on target has resulted in the opening goal of the game. Arsenal are in the game though. They are going to be dangerous, and I think as we push on into the second half, we really do need to try and restrict them to as little as possible. So let's kick off the second half, get into it, and make some changes probably around the hour mark as we normally do on the channel. But it's Arsenal that are starting the second half off on the front foot as Odegaard brings the ball forward, plays it into Marlon. Luckily for us, his shot is weak and Meslier can get down and make a great save. So 52 minutes on the clock. We are pushing forward here. Šeško to Rafinha. Back to Verratti. Gives it to Phillips. Llorente gets the ball and plays it straight to Konate. So nice little bit of play across the back there. Wobo knocks it forward into the path of Daniel James. He tries to find Šeško and somehow he takes the ball. What a finish this is for a cup final. This is amazing. I don't know how he gets the ball here. Somehow he chests the ball down and controls it. Turns his man. And then the finish is absolutely sublime. So let's look at it again. The build-up play. Wobo into James. James with a ball, which I thought he'd just given the ball away. But somehow the ball falls between Šeško and the defender. And he's hit it from distance. Ramsdale must get caught off of his line here because the ball goes up and over him. And it's in the back of the net. And it is 2-0 after 57 minutes. But Arsenal pushing forward here. Odegaard with the corner. And somehow Gabriel's hit the... Wow, I think Gabriel headed it down. And somebody at the back post hit the post, and we survive with a 2-0 lead as we are on the back. No, we are on the front foot now from the back foot, and the corner. The cross was swung in, and it's headed away, and Odegaard brings it forwards. He's running at his man. Somebody needs to go and close him down, but don't bring him down, obviously. Plays the ball back to Trincao. He now runs towards the corner flag, but plays the ball back into the middle where Torreira picks it up, knocks it to Saliba, and we should have stolen the ball there. Not too sure how a white shirt didn't end up with the ball, but Arsenal are playing forwards. Daniel James finally takes it off of Maitland-Niles. Verratti to Puig. He can't beat his man, and then we can't find a pass either to get out. Marlon is in. Daniel Marlon has given Arsenal a goal back. So, just as I was saying in the first half, we really needed to be careful of what Marlon was doing because the ball over the top was on quite a lot. Puig just gets caught. James tries to play the ball through to Šeško, and Coop Myers plays it over the top. And Daniel Marlon has put them back into the game. So we are going to make a few changes here. I think I'm going to bring Vojvoda on at left back in place of Woba. He has been booked. Also, Bentancur can come on in place of Puig. And then we will push Verratti a bit further forwards up the pitch. So let's see if this stabilises the team. And really, we need to push on again because 2-1 is not a safe scoreline when you're playing a team like Arsenal. We're into the 72nd minute now. 12 shots, 3 on target for us, and an XG of 1.15. Got 2 goals, so that says really we aren't doing fantastic. But Arsenal have a corner. Odegaard swung it in. Ball's cleared, and all of a sudden Rafinha's in. He plays the ball forward to Šeško. It's a little bit out wide, so he's going to have to turn back in here. Tries to cross. Daniel James is getting in on the back post. Stops, plays it across to Bentancur, and Bentancur smashes it in at the near post to give us a 3-1 lead with 9 minutes left. And I think really this, I don't want to jinx it, but I think this should be the game. A great counter-attack play from the corner. Ball out to Sheshko, back across to Daniel James. He crosses it in. Somehow Bentancur, I think the shot gets a massive deflection because the goalkeeper kind of goes to ground, doesn't really make anything of it, and the ball ends up in the back of the net, and it is 3-1 to Leeds United. So only a couple of minutes left now. I was tempted to time waste and bring on another substitute, but I don't think we need to. And indeed we didn't, because the final whistle has blown and the Leeds players are walking up onto the podium to add another piece of silverware and the first domestic piece of silverware to our collection. Calvin Phillips is going to be handed the trophy. Little bit of a shuffle and he lifts it high up into the sky, jumping up and down. Fireworks go off, the confetti falls. Even get claps from the referees and the match officials, or the people who are handing us the trophy. You know what I mean. We get applause from everybody. Our section of the ground is still in clapping. And that's it. That's a 3-1 victory against a tough Arsenal team where we have played some really good football. Looking at the stats at the end of the game, it is quite an even game, but we were just clinical when we got in front of goal. 2 from Sheshko, 1 from Bentancur. They had 1 from Marlon, and that is a great victory to add the Carabao Cup to the list of honours that will be in the opening and closing screenshots. So let's jump forwards, see, or back to the homepage, should I say, to see where we can jump forwards and come back in the future. So then, with the Carabao Cup in the bag, we have also qualified now for the Europa Cup 2, which I believe is the Conference League, but we will be declining that invitation as we have much, much bigger ambitions for the save. So let's see where we can jump back into the game in the future. So as the game often throws up, we have back-to-back games with Arsenal here. So the FA Cup 5th round is next, and that will be against Arsenal. But I don't think I want to show that game. I think we're going to push forwards, and we will come back probably for Manchester City, which is going to be a big, big game, and Fulham. And then that leaves us a nice little break then for the running, where we can play against Liverpool, Brentford, Newcastle, and come back for Aston Villa and Brighton to round the season off. If the Premier League is looking exceptionally tight, I might throw an extra episode in there if we start to falter, and then come back a little bit earlier and maybe go Brentford, Newcastle, Aston Villa, and then Brighton. But hopefully we're going to continue our great form in the Premier League, and that won't be a problem. There we go then. That is another special episode all wrapped up, and we have the Carabao Cup firmly in the bag, and we will be adding that to our list of honours within the save. So we will be jumping forwards to the Manchester City and Fulham games for the next episode, hopefully keeping our Premier League form going and hopefully getting a lot of more points in our quest to win the Premier League. But if you're at this point of the video, you're still watching and you've enjoyed the content, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to help the channel out. Every interaction, every comment, every like helps the channel so much. And I really appreciate everybody who takes the time to do that. But for this one, I'm going to wrap it there. A big thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode when we come back against Manchester City and Fulham.